Hello, I'm Victor Goliath. This video is a calm, truth-first look at something many people can feel but struggle to name: the erosion of respect and discipline, and what it's doing to the next generation. This isn't a rant, it's not a blame game, and it's not nostalgia for a perfect past. The past had flaws, but it also carried standards that trained responsibility and protected the vulnerable. The question is not whether the past was perfect. The question is whether we've abandoned things that a healthy society cannot live without. Start with a simple observation. Disrespect used to be corrected quickly, not with humiliation but with consequences. A line existed. Children learned where it was. Teachers were supported. Parents and teachers worked as a team. Communities reinforced the same standards. And because the standards were consistent, young people grew up in a stable moral climate. Now, in many places, the climate has changed. Adults hesitate, rules bend, consequences of delay. The child's emotions become the center of the home. The student's comfort becomes the center of the classroom. And slowly, authority becomes something that must be negotiated rather than something that protects. Here's the core truth: discipline isn't cruelty. Discipline is training. Training is how you prepare a child to handle reality without collapsing. If a child never learns boundaries, the world will teach them boundaries later, and the world is rarely gentle. So what changed? A lot of it is exhaustion and convenience. Parents are stretched, homes are busy, screens become babysitters, negotiation becomes peacekeeping, and that feels like calm, but it trains a dangerous lesson. Discomfort must be removed immediately. Over time, that lesson produces fragility. Young people who struggle with no struggle with correction and struggle with responsibility. Another shift is adult unity. When parents undermine teachers reflexively, children learn how to bypass accountability. When schools make consequences slow and toothless, disruption becomes normal. When communities look away because they don't want conflict, the message becomes clear: there is no shared standard anymore. And the cost isn't just bad manners, the cost is safety, stability, and moral clarity. The vulnerable suffer first: the elderly, the quiet students who want to learn, the families trying to raise good children inside a culture that rewards rebellion. Now, the good news: the path back is simple, even if it isn't easy. It doesn't require rage. It requires calm authority, clear boundaries, predictable consequences, adults who lead without humiliation, and environments that train responsibility again. If you're a parent, start with one non-negotiable standard and hold it for a week, not 10 standards. One, calmly, consistently. Let your child learn that your love doesn't retreat and your boundaries don't depend on mood. If you're a teacher or school leader, the issue is protection. Consequences protect the learning environment. Compassion without accountability becomes cruelty to every child who is trying to learn. And if you're a community member, stop normalizing disrespect. You don't need to pick fights, but you can reinforce standards through example, through calm intervention when safe, and through supporting the people who carry responsibility. I wrote the full book, From Discipline to Disarray, Saving the Next Generation, to lay this out in depth: the diagnosis, the consequences, the biblical lens for moral clarity, and the practical steps back. If you'd like it, you can find the link in the description. Thanks for listening. Whatever is happening out there, you still have a sphere of influence: your home, your classroom, your circle. Rebuild one environment at a time. That is how restoration begins.